Hey, good afternoon. Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. This is a daily check-in. I do this thing daily, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today is Monday, March 11th. Hope you guys are doing well. With the time change, I'm in California, I'm in LA, right? So the time change, it went forward. For the rest of I guess the rest of the world, the time doesn't change, or maybe just part of the United States changes. We change here in California, so we, what is it? Fall backward and damn, what is it? I don't know. There's a term that you use, but bottom line, we go forward, right? So we went from, if it was 1 o'clock, is now 2 o'clock, right? So you change it like at midnight before you go to bed on Saturday morning. I guess that'd be actually Sunday, technically Sunday morning. But anyway, you know what? We lost an hour. Oh my God, we lost an hour of sleep and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, it ain't that big a deal, right? We're used to doing it. We've been doing it all our lives. If you lived in California all your life, so spring forward, okay? Spring forward, move backwards, whatever, something like that. But anyway, hey, I'm trying something new today. I don't. Who is that calling me? I'm sorry. I'm trying something new today, so I'm using my camera phone, right? My phone from my iPad. So hopefully it's still. I mean, my phone, my camera from my phone, not iPad. My iPad just rang. I don't know why that did. Maybe because I'm on this, so it may basically changes to my phone. I mean, change to the iPad. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, but what do you guys think about this? So I'm kind of getting used to this. I don't know if I'm used to it or not. It's just the way where I'm looking. Should I be looking up? But normally I look down because I want to read, what's on the screen, right? But if I'm looking up, it looks like I'm looking, looking into space. I don't know. But anyway, what do you guys think? Anyway, let me turn the chat on. I don't even have the chat on, and I'm asking all these damn questions. But but hope you guys are doing well. I should be live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and X. Okay, so hopefully that is the case. But like I said, I'm experimenting with using my camera phone instead of using the camera off of the my laptop, right? So normally I use that. That's what I've been using forever, right? And I said, I got to get me a new camera and this and that. And I was thinking about that today, but I said, you know what? There's a feature I can actually use my iPhone to do this with Ecamm, right? So Ecamm gives an option that you can actually, it's digital, it's all, whatever. So it is just going to connect with the phone and my iPad and Ecamm, and then it'll work. So that's what's going on, right? So this is actually, let me show you. That's the camera from my iPhone. I mean, from the laptop. This is the laptop camera. Okay, and this right here is my iPhone camera. Is there a big difference? And the iPhone tends to move like maybe it's focusing and whatever, because every time when I move, it'll move back, it'll adjust itself. So I'm like, whatever, I don't know. As long as it's working, I guess that's all that matters, right? I don't know, but no one's making any comments, so no one's really caring. So, but anyway, that's okay. But anyway, hey, I do the daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, like I just said. I also do On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about. Tomorrow, it comes on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock PST. Tomorrow will be show number 240, maybe 244, or 234, excuse me, 234 that I've done, right? So countdown to 235. So I'm almost there, right? Not that I'm stopping at 235, but I'm just thought I'd throw it out there. Seem like the zeros and the fives those are the milestones or whatever. But anyway, you guys can always make comments because this is an interactive show. It's all about making comments and say, hey, what's going on, all that kind of stuff. So what do I talk about? So I talk about the good, the bad, the ugly of hospitality. Mostly good, but just things that go on in my day. You guys know I've been at 14 different hotels, about 25 years of experience. Started off as a housekeeping manager, worked my way up to general manager, director of sales and marketing. All the and everything in between those things. So I always make sure I share that information with you as well. Today I always have a topic, right? Always have a topic. And today's topic is, boom, you just attended a conference. Now what? Okay, you guys know I went to the Click conference last week, right? So I've been talking about Click. I'm click, 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 click. Am I clicked out yet? No, I'm not clicked out. So when you go to a conference, there's certain things that you should do, to make sure you're getting your money's worth, right? Because the work doesn't start while you're at the conference. That work actually stops when you come home from the conference and you have to, start following up and things like that. So hopefully you've collected like tons of business cards like me, okay? So like tons and tons of business cards that you can follow up on. So that's part of what I'm gonna talk about, right? So I mean, like I said, you just attended this conference, you just attended the Click conference. Now what? What are you gonna do now? First of all, let me just give a quick shout out to Stephen Medell and Robert Rycroft, because I haven't. Well, I saw Stephen last year, but I haven't seen Robert Rycroft in like I don't know, 10 years? No, it hasn't. It can't be 10 years, right, Robert? Has it been that long? It's been a long time since I've seen him, right? So he happened to be there, and Robert was our controller, a corporate controller with Broughton Management Company. Him, Jim Schichter, Stephen Medell was there he was in charge of development. Who else was there? Oh, and Craig was there too. Craig worked there, but after I had left. So that's Craig, Robert, Stephen, and Jim, and myself all worked at the same company. Four of us worked together at the same time, and then when I left, Craig came in. Not that we had the same positions or whatever, but no, they were all they're all on corporate, right? I was actually on property, right? So there you go. But no, I saw Robert. And man, it was good to see him. So if Robert's listening, hey, shout out to Robert Rycroft. Shout out to Stephen Medell, of course. Two of my favorite people. Okay, let's just throw it out there. And Jim Schichter, he wasn't there, but one of my favorite. Well, he's one of my favorite people as well. So it was just good to see them, to just follow up, see what they're doing, what they're working on, all that kind of stuff. So very good to see them. And hey, I'm here to help, right? So if you guys need any assistance in the sales arena, social media arena, I'm here to help. But I made new contacts as well, right? So it's always about, of course, getting reacquainted with the people that but also meeting new people and starting new relationships and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm talking about a little bit about today. And don't worry, it's not going to take that long. So I only got like 5 things, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, actually 6. Okay, so it's got 6 things. And I broke my glasses, so hopefully I'm able to read this stuff. I mean, I have this is what I have, okay? This is what I have. So anyway, so forgive me if I have to do that every now and then. But the first one is reflect on your experience. What does that mean? So once you go, let me just hold on 1 second. Okay, let me start with this. Start with this. Come on now, don't fail me. Attending a conference can be a valuable opportunity to learn, network, and grow your business or career. Here are some steps you can take after attending a conference. Yeah, that's what we want to know, Russell. That's exactly what we want to know. Reflect on your experience. That's number 1. Take some time to reflect on what you learned. What you learned during the conference. Think about the key insights, ideas, and strategies you gained and how you can apply them to your work or business. Okay, so whatever you learn, like I said, I went to the Click conference, right? So this is my second time going. And I, you kind of learn the first time around, it was just kind of assessing what was going on because it was my first time, right? So you get a lot of lenders from banks or organizations that lend money for hotels, hotel management companies. You get hotel owners. You get hotel developers. You have construction companies that actually build the hotels. You have all these different, players there. So you have to kind of see, how can either one of those help me or how can I help them, right? So, but my thing is just to learn as many people as you can, learn what they do, because you never know. You could be a resource for them. They can be a resource for you. You just never know when you're going to need somebody. So my job is just go to these, meet as many people as I can, network, get cards, and follow up from there. Okay. So but to kind of reflect on, what was the purpose of me going? Who did I meet, and how does that benefit that purpose? Okay, does it coincide with that purpose? I don't know, but but first time, like I said, I wasn't sure what the heck I was. I knew I always know what to do, right? But I wasn't sure what to expect from the conference itself, okay? Because they had a lot of panel discussions and things like that. So we talked about topics. So this time coming in, I kind of knew because the groundwork was already set from the previous year, right? So I kind of knew. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I got you, and then kind of learn from there. You learn about the industry. If you didn't know about the industry, as far as how many hotels are in the pipeline to be built in certain areas. And this was all about California, right? So how many hotels are in the pipeline in LA or major, cities in within California, like San Francisco or, Orange County or whatever. So, but of course, I focus on what's going on in LA. So they'll tell you how many hotels are slotted to come up in LA, right? So I'm like, damn, more? We need more of these hotels? But yeah, so we do, right? Especially now that SoFi Stadium is up and Super Bowl's coming, and then World Cup, another Super Bowl, and then the Olympics are coming, right? So of course you're going to need more hotels for all that, right? So there's more hotels in the pipeline. So it's good to hear about that development is still going on. One thing that I really learned, that I really paid attention to, is that a lot of these, like the limited service hotels that had come up in the last 10 years or so, now they're up, like the AC Hotel, Spring Hill Suites, those kind of, Hilton Garden Inn. They haven't been renovated yet, right? Because they just came up. They just started, they were just built maybe 7 to 10 years ago. Well, now it's time for them to be renovated. So there was one panel about, someone on a panel was talking about renovations and, things to expect during that. And I had a side conversation with someone, I can't remember her name, but, she was in charge of, her company did renovations for hotels. And she was talking about the waste, and the recycle opportunities that renovations have, right? These opportunities or these dilemmas, how to renovate how to recycle some of the materials or how to discard some of the materials, right? So it was kind of eye-opening because I didn't know that all these things went into, you had to think about, who's going to take them, who's going to recycle them, who's going to, if it's trash, where's it going to go? What landfills are going to go into? All those kind of things I never even thought about because, I've been a part of renovations, but I wasn't on the renovation planning committee, right? I'm the general manager, director of sales and marketing, has nothing to do with that, right? I'm worried about the things that are going on property, not what happens when they take things like out of the room, like carpet and things like that. Some of those things could be used for other materials, right? When you're discarding them. I didn't know. I didn't even think about that. I just thought they threw them away, threw them in the landfill, and boom, that's it. Okay, all right, move on. See, there's certain things we don't think about being on property, like what happens to all those materials once you take them out of a room. Yeah, didn't know that. So, but yeah, so it was kind of eye-opening for that. The next thing is follow up with your contacts. You made all these contacts. I got all these cards, right? So what do you do with that stuff? Reach out to any contacts you made during the conference. Send personalized follow-up emails to connect with them on a professional networking platform. Professional network platforms like LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm live on LinkedIn, right? That's one of the platforms I'm live on, right? So what I did this morning is went through the ones that I received from last week, and I want to connect with them. So I'll connect with them, put a little note, hey, it's a pleasure meeting you at the Click conference. Love to keep in touch, that kind of stuff, blah, 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 blah. Whatever that is, just do it, right? So I did that, got some responses back. Oh, it was a pleasure meeting you as well. Thank you for the new connection. I have some questions for you. Can we collaborate? That kind of stuff. That's when those things start to happen, right? Because, of course, I had conversations with people before, but you got to follow up, right? That's part of the process. That's one step when you're having a conversation with them at the conference, but then you're promising all these things or they're promising all these things for you or to you that we're going to do together. But you got to take it that step further and make sure you contact them. Okay, so I did this morning. Anyone who had a LinkedIn And I think everybody was on LinkedIn. Everyone that I went through was on LinkedIn, so I was able to connect with them. And most of them responded back to me. I'm still waiting for people to respond, say, "Hey, it's nice meeting you too," whatever they're gonna say, or "The hell with you, I'm not gonna link in with you, whatever. What are you gonna do for me?" Kind of thing. So I actually asked this one gentleman. His name was Rocky. What's Rocky's last name? Rocky, not Balboa. Someone's like, "Oh, Rocky Balboa." No, it wasn't Rocky Balboa. Come on now, who said that? What's Rocky's last name? Darn it. What is it? Rocky Shandal? Chandal? Yeah. So I met with him. He's a lender, right? And he was asking me what I did. And I told him, basically I told him about the social media stuff and the On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, right? So he mentioned that. So later he came to me and said, obviously he did his little research, right? Came to me and said, "Hey, I like what do you think about me being on your show?" I'm like, "Okay, let's make it happen." I don't think he thought I would respond the way I did to his question. And I said, "Yeah, we can come on. We can talk about this." He said, "Have you ever had anyone like me on the show?" Meaning someone that did lending and things. I said, "No, I haven't. But that doesn't mean I don't want you on here. That means that's something new." I said, "But one thing I have to warn you, Rocky, is that I don't give you the questions that I'm going to ask." "Well, why wouldn't you give me the questions?" I said, "Rocky, this is going to benefit me just as much as it benefits you, right? But I want something that's organic. That I said, you'll know the answers to the questions I'm asking you. I'm not there to make anyone look bad. I'm there to educate myself as well as everybody else that's listening, right? That's watching this show." So I said, "You don't have to worry about it." I said, "The questions I'll ask." I said, "This is what I'll do." I said, "You give me 5 questions that you want me to ask, and I'll ask a couple of those questions. But the majority of the questions I ask, I won't tell you ahead of time, but these are questions that you would know the answers to." I mean, how'd you get started? And that's probably the most common question I ask anybody. How'd you get started in this? Why hotels? Opposed to residential? Why are you lending money for hotels? How easy is it? What is the steps? What's the process? All those things. Those are questions that I would ask, right? So I said, no, you should be used to the questions that I'm going to ask. I said, these questions will not be foreign to you, okay? So I say all about the experience. What you say? Why hotels? Yeah, why hotels? Why is he lending money for hotels? Why not homes? That's what I'm talking about, right? So those are questions that I would ask. So anyone that's coming on, I don't give you the questions, but you would know the answers, okay? Just based on what you know. I'm going to do my research on you and know exactly what I can ask. But I always tell people, is there anything that's off limits that you don't want me to ask about? Because I have certain people to come on that they work for a brand and they don't want people to know. They want to talk about everything else other than the brand that they work for. I'm like, that is fine. We'll keep it clear of that, right? We'll just talk about you and how you got in hotels or whatever the case may be. But I've been asked for that. I've been asked that. But most people just like, you know what, you can ask me anything. I remember asking, and he didn't know where this was coming from. I don't know if you guys know Junior Tavaha. He used to be with Disney, right? Oh no, he used to be with what is it? Anaheim CVB. Anaheim CVB. And the last question I asked him was, "Hey, I understand you work with this mouse." I said, "How's it working with a mouse?" I mean, it was like the most out there question. He kind of like looked and but he went with it though, right? He just like, "Yeah, you know what? Disney is different, but hey, we've had a great relationship with Disney, blah, 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 blah." It was great. But the way I started the question was like this mouse. I was like, "Hey, how's it working with this mouse?" You know what I mean? I know the mouse has a big influence in Anaheim, but how's it working with the mouse? Just basic like that. So just something to keep it lighthearted, you know what I mean? But he answered the question and we moved on. And in fact, that was the last question we asked. But anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out there. Implement new ideas. Start implementing any new ideas or strategies you learn about you learn about during the conference. Whether it's trying out a new marketing tactic, adopting a productivity tool, or testing a new business model, take action on what you learn. So yeah, so whatever if there's new, what am I trying to say? Yeah, if you got new ideas, remember I don't have my glasses, right? So if you have new ideas that you came up with, yeah, implement those ideas, right? You're only as good as the information that you share with everybody else, right? So if you have a team of people, make sure you share that information with them. What you learn? If it's about hotel ownership, if it's management of hotels, if it's how to buy a hotel, whatever it is, make sure you share that with people that are interested in that. If you happen to work for a team, whatever your business is, share that information with them. The next one is share insights with your team. Is that what I just said? If you attended the conference with colleagues or team members, share your key takeaways and insights with them. Discuss how you can collectively leverage what you learn to benefit your organization. Yeah, so whatever will benefit your organization, make sure you let people know that as well, right? Especially if you attended with people, you attended with your colleagues, have like a little powwow. Hey, what did you learn about this? I understand you met so-and-so, what did you guys talk about? Those kind of things, create some kind of synergies and stuff like that. Stay engaged with the conference community by following the events, social media channels, joining relevant online groups or forums, and participating in post-conference discussions. This can help you continue to learn and connect with others in your industry. Yeah, so if Click has like a Click page on Facebook or whatever, that's a whole community, right? So why not keep it in touch with what's going on? If they have questions, make sure you be engaged with those questions. Maybe you have questions for them or for Craig or whatever. So stay involved with the community that you're trying to form. Well, they've already formed the community, but stay involved with it. And maybe you have questions, maybe they have questions for you. You just never know where this is going to lead. I've already had contact with someone this morning that linked in with me, and we had a kind of a side conversation during the conference. And, not to say too much about this, but it was one of those things that, there's some synergies that are going to be created because of the conversation we had. There's some synergies, some collaboration that are going to occur at a later date, right? So it was just good to make this contact with this person. The person had, reached out to me on LinkedIn before, and I actually got a chance to meet them at the conference, which was super dope. So we're gonna maybe talk about some things moving forward and all that. So it was just good just to, to meet someone that you met on social media, that someone that, they want to take advantage of what I know within the space, right? And which is good, right? That's a good thing, because this opens the door to other things that I didn't think that I would be working with, or other people that I didn't think I would be working with. Because remember, I come from the hotel side, not the development side, not the ownership side, none of that stuff, right? So it's always good that, you can utilize your expertise wherever. Someone sees a value there, okay? So there you go. So you add a value to somebody, right? Even like I said, I don't do development, I don't do lending. I know hotels, right? So there you go. There's a role for me somewhere. That's what I got to look at, right? So anyway, plan for the future. Plan for the future. Use what you learn at the conference to inform your future goals and plans. Identify areas of growth or improvement in your business or career, and develop action plans to address them. Hey, I literally can't see. I see another comment there. What does that say? Ask if there's opportunities to participate on a panel. Yeah, that would be a good one, right? Yeah, can you participate on a panel? Like, yeah, coming to one of these a conference like this, maybe they have a social media thing. Maybe they never even thought about it. volunteer to say, hey, if you happen to have a social media panel about hotels and social media, what, hotels should be doing, that kind of thing, I'll be willing to talk about that. I would be willing to speak on the panel. You know what I mean? Volunteer whatever your expertise is, because you just never know where that will lead, right? It can lead to, like Ms. Cheryl Rogers said, to being on the panel. And then once you're on the panel, what does that lead to? People like, okay, that dude is the expert on this. Okay. You just never know until you put yourself out there, right? So you have to put yourself out there. And like I said, a couple people found me because of what I do on LinkedIn, because of On Air with Russell of Hotels, because of the daily check-in with Russell of Hotels. A couple people found me and knew who I was. I didn't know who they were. I mean, I see when people link in with me, and I see the questions that people would ask me, and I remember that stuff, right? So it's good when people come up to you and say, hey, you know what? We're linked on LinkedIn, and you mentioned this, and I watch your show, and this and that. So yeah, so that just tells me that what I'm doing is hitting some people, meaning it's reaching people that I didn't think it would reach before, right? I'd never thought that. I started doing this because I wanted people to know that there's, this hospitality industry out there that a lot of people don't know about. Talk about my experiences, how I got in it, bring people on. They can talk about the same things. And then along the way, I started, adding educational pieces to it, like just like today, what to expect once you, or what you should do once you've gone to a conference. You just, okay, I went to a conference. It was a great trip. Oh my God, yeah, whatever. Now I move on with regular life. No. I mean, if you're collecting cards, I mean, people print business cards for a reason, right? They don't just print them just for you to throw them away. But, I would hope they want, maybe continue a conversation. You start a conversation at the conference, but now they want to continue that, right? So hopefully that is always the case. When I go to not just this conference, but say Connect conference, which is a more meeting planning conferences, or hotel site selection, where there's buyers and sellers, right? There's the hotel or CVB people, and then there's myself, a hotel site selection or meeting planner that's a buyer, right? So we meet all the time, but the key of it is not being at that meeting. The key is after. Okay, we spend all this money, or they spend all this money to get us there, right? Well, we have to follow up, and it's a two-way street, right? The hotels or CVBs need to follow up, but we need to keep engaged, because we never know when we're going to need them, right? That's just it. They don't know when we're going to need them, but it behooves both parties to keep the dialogue going. So sometimes I see the same people at same conferences, right? Not everyone's the same, but there's going to be some common people that have been in, all the conferences I've ever been. And I want to make sure I meet with them too. It may be not necessarily the 15-minute appointment, but you make it a point to, to see them, for dinner, sit with them for dinner, or have a cocktail with them, or sit with them on the bus when you're going to one of these, off-site locations, or whatever we do during these conferences, right? And just kind of just rekindle that relationship that you have, right? That you started maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Like, hey, are you still working on this? Are you still working on that? Yeah, I'm planning for here. I'm looking at the, different sites here for this, for that, whatever. You got to continuously do those things. It's not just, okay, I met you once and I'll probably never meet you again. So what the heck? No, I look at it like, I never know when I'm going to need people. I never know what I'm going to need a hotel. I never know what I'm going to need that particular destination. I never know. So I got to make sure I keep these cards. And what I do, I link in with everybody, right? These cards. And then I put them into my database, which is Salesforce. So I utilize Salesforce. I put little notes in Salesforce regarding everyone that I met with. What was my follow-up? And when they respond back to me, I copy and paste that dialogue into my Salesforce, the notes for that particular client or whatever. So there you go. It's the same thing as like hotel people, they use Delphi, or whatever sales program that we use, that's a database, and then we generate things from. It's the same thing. I use it the same exact way. In fact, I learned all that stuff from there. So that's what it's all about. So I see Mr. Jim Schichter. Let me see what you say. Good stuff and good advice. Appreciate you, Jim. You know what? We miss you, Jim. You know, you would have, you know, we could have had, in fact, I forgot to take photos or video pictures of myself, Steven, and Robert together. Wouldn't that have been great? And I don't know. I thought about it as I'm leaving, as I'm gone, right, on the freeway. Like, I didn't get a chance to take a picture of Robert and Steven. Okay. And then in Craig, we could have all had that photo together because we all, you know, kind of worked with Broaden back in the day. And if you would have been there, Jim, there you go. That'd have been it. I wouldn't have to do anything else for the rest of the year. Okay. I'd have been set, right? I'd have been full. I've been full, Jim. But anyway. But anyway, you know what, Jim? You and I have to have a side conversation because there's some things that Robert told me that I didn't know. Okay. So you and I have to have a side conversation, and I need to have you back on the show sometime soon. So let me know, you know, give me some dates, and I'll reach out to you because I need a couple of dates for you to come back on the show and talk about what you're doing now. Because like I said, I didn't even know all this stuff until Robert, and maybe Robert wasn't supposed to tell me, but Robert told me. Okay, so we need to have a side conversation. I'm glad. I'll give you a call. Would love to come on. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, you got some splaining to do. Not explaining, some splaining. But yeah, I look forward to that. So thank you so much. And so I think that's it. So plan for the future. Did I say that? Plan for the future. Use what you learn at the conference to inform your future goals and plans. Identify areas for growth and improvement in your business or career, and develop action plans to address them. So whatever that is, do that. So, but I think it all starts with, you know, following up. No matter what else I went through, it all starts with following up on the contact that you made, right? So don't just throw the cards away, save them. At least at the very minimum, link with them on LinkedIn. Because everybody wants to link. Everybody wants to grow their connections. Everybody wants to grow that. I mean, no one does not want to grow that, right? So at least do that and then go from there. Because once you have the connection, you can always send them little in messages and all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, I was thinking about this. But don't start off trying to sell people on stuff. Okay, that's not what this is all about, right? Because a lot of us would do that. And as soon as you do that, as soon as you connect with them, they're sending you some sales pitch. I'm like, no. We ain't in it for that. That's not what I'm trying to do. Let me find out who you are first, and you can find out who I am. Then we can go if there's some commonalities or some things that you need assistance with from me, then okay, then I'm on board to do that. But for someone just to, okay, they connect and instantly I get some message that, you know, and it's a long ass paragraph. I don't read the long paragraphs. I'm telling you now. Anything that's over one paragraph long, I'm not going to read it. I'm telling you, I am not going to read it. So give me little, if you want me to read it, give me a sentence or two, and we'll leave it at that. And I'll say, oh, okay, all right. Then that'll prompt me to maybe ask a question. But if you're sending me a long dialogue or some crap, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to read it. I got this one guy, I can't remember his name. As soon as I linked in, it's an automatic thing, right? As soon as you link with them, you connect with them, blink, and then blink, it gives me this long, 2-paragraph long thing like, hey, I'm doing this. You want to do this? No, you don't even know what I do. And then the first paragraph is asking me, where am I? What do you do? Well, if you're on LinkedIn, I give you my whole darn life story on there. So why do you want me to regurgitate what I do? That just tells me that that's an automated thing, probably AI, right? Just an automatic response. And you really you don't have any idea what I'm about. And you're asking me questions that I'm not going to answer. Okay. So don't do it. Don't do it. I see something here. Good afternoon, Miss Angela Soto Martinez. How are you? That must be somebody from B-Town. Gotta be somebody from B-Town, right? Gotta be. So, but thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the love. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate people that are just, send me a message, just like Angela did, just saying, hey, how you doing? Good afternoon, because that's what it's all about, right? So that just tells me that, somebody cares out there. So someone cares. So no, I appreciate the love, the support. Even if I don't have my glasses on, no one said anything about, man, you look ridiculous. Well, I probably do, but hey, they broke. What am I supposed to do? Not do the thing because my glasses broke? Not do my daily check-in because my glasses broke? No, I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. So tomorrow, remember, Tuesdays, I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show. Tomorrow is show number 234, I believe. 234 or 235, I can't remember. But anyway, no guest tomorrow. It's going to be me. Someone always asks me, do you have a guest tomorrow? I'm like, no, I don't. I don't have a guest tomorrow. I mean, that's okay, right? I'm still going to continue to do it. Remember this, okay? If you do these shows, if you can't carry a show by yourself, because I can line up all kind of guests. If guests bow out, then that means I got to do the show by myself, right? So a long time ago, I started thinking that I needed to have guests on, and yeah, every now and then you do need to have guests on. Okay, I get that. Okay, but should they be the whole focus of your show? No, I mean that's up to you. Only you can determine that. But I have enough, and I like to think that I have enough knowledge in this industry, and I can come up with subjects and topics that if someone doesn't come on the show, I have enough knowledge that I can carry a show for, an hour. Okay. And I guess that kind of proven that I can because that's what I do, right? But last year I was looking at it. Last year, out of 52 shows that I did on air with Russell of Hotels, I had about 20 to 25 guests, right? So that's half the shows, right? Half the shows I had a guest on there. So that's good, right? As of this date, as of 2024, I have not had any guests on yet. But that's okay. We're going to lead to that because Jim Schichter just said he's going to come on. So we're going to have Mr. Jim Schichter. That's going to be fire, whenever that is. I'll keep you posted on that, right? So I see one other comment from Good Detail. Yes, I told you she was from Blythe. There you go. So thank you so much, Angela. I appreciate that. You coming on as well and just, making your comments, being known, and I show your comments right there on the screen. I appreciate that so the world can see. But yeah, Angela Soto's out there from B-Town. That's my hometown. So Blythe, okay, Blythe, California, just in case you did not know, that's where I'm from, born and raised, 18 years. But, it's funny how I say 18 years. You think that's a long time, right? Well, no, I've been away from Blythe longer than that, right? So I've actually lived in this house 20 years, okay? So, dang, I mean, it kind of puts things in perspective. Like, okay, yeah, I'm from Blythe. Yeah, 18 years in Blythe, blah, blah, blah. But then I started looking at, well, how long have I been in LA? Or how long have I been in this house? And I've been here 20 years. I'm like, damn, shoot. Anyway, but that's it. But no, I appreciate people. You know what? There's nothing like the love and support from people from your hometown. Okay, I'll just throw that out there. I appreciate the support from everybody. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about people that you grew up with, people from your hometown that you appreciate. So I see one more comment here from Mr. Andrew. We love to have you. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. Thank you so much. Andrew's my neighbor here. Part of the year, 3 months out of the year, he's here in LA, but he lives in Ancona, Italy. Okay, I don't know why that I have to hesitate to say that because I used to call it Anconia, and I got connected. I got corrected. It's not Anconia, it's Ancona. Okay, so Ancona, Italy. That's where Andrew lives now. So if you're ever in Ancona, look up Andrew. Okay. He'd love to have you over. They have a bed and breakfast and everything. So he'd love to have you over. An hour from Ancona. Okay. So I don't want to give your exact location, Andrew. Okay, that wouldn't be a good thing. So yeah, an hour from Ancona. So he lives in that same area, that same region. Okay, let's just put it like that, right? So But yeah, so every time he comes, in fact, have you ever brought me any? As we talked about olive oil before, right? Have you brought me any olive oil from Ancona? Because I know you said you had olive trees and stuff like that, and you told me you made olive oil or you bottle olive oil. So I'm asking now, I'm requesting next time you come, which will be in a couple months from now, can you bring me some olive oil? I love to cook with olive oil. So can you bring me some olive oil? I'm asking some that you have pressed yourself and bottled. I don't want you going to the store to get some. Okay. I mean, it has a label and everything on it. No, I want the olive oil that you pressed, that you processed or whatever the heck it's called. So can you do that for me? Because I don't think I've asked that. So that would be great if you could. So anyway, until I get a chance to make my way out there. He says, used to, but we don't have it anymore. Anyway, okay, this show's over now. Okay, if you can't do that, that's fine. That's fine. No, well, what about the market that you go to? You talked about the market that you go to. Do any of the people, do they have olive oil that they, pressed or whatever, and they bottled themselves? Because you have to have that somewhere. I can just imagine that that's so plentiful out there, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, can you bring me a pair of glasses too? So, but anyway, that's it. You guys have a great day. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Cheryl. Who else was on there? Miss Angela. Thank you so much. B-Town. Let people in B-Town know I said hey. So that's it. So Miss Cheryl, I'll probably give you a call in a minute just to chat with you for a couple of minutes. So anyway, tomorrow on air with Russell Hotels, live hospitality talk show. And no one mentioned anything about this camera. Did you guys like this camera opposed to this camera here? Okay, that's one camera. That's the camera from my iPad, okay? And this is the camera from my iPhone. Which one's better? Let me know in the comments. Even if even if I'm stopped with this live, you can still make comments. Let's see what Andrew say. Take care of everyone. Yes, you too. Take care. You guys have a great day. And once again, tomorrow at 1 o'clock PST on air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show will be on. All right, guys. Until then, wait a minute. Andrew has one more thing. The iPhone. Okay, thank you. Okay. See, I'm glad you said something. Bye for now. Yes, sir. Take care and thank you so much. I just have to see how this thing works with the green screen. I haven't figured that function out yet, but normally there's a green screen behind me, and then that way I can project, some of the hotels I've been to, that kind of thing. So that's always the purpose for the show, right? But I'm trying to incorporate this phone with that. And I'm not sure if I even know how to do it, but I'll try to figure it out. Anyway, until tomorrow, you guys have a great day.